Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back, welcome to new viewers. I'm happy to have you here. I was originally not going to do any more readings for this month. I was going to focus on recording readings to be posted next month because I try to get ahead of myself and try to record as many videos as I can at once and then schedule them for upload. But my spirit guides, actually one of my ancestors, my great great grandmother, who I talk to quite often, came through and told me she wanted me to do 4 readings this weekend. I think on Tuesday I got this message. She wanted me to do 4 readings this weekend, to record them and to post them before the end of the month. 2 today and 2 on Wednesday. And today's the 23rd of August. So I was like, okay. And she came up with some really interesting topics because I had no idea what to read on or what I would be reading on, because as far as I was concerned, I was done for the month and getting ready to shift my focus to what I want to talk about and do readings on next month. But she had other ideas. So I'm shooting 4 readings today. Like I said, 2 go up today, 2 go up tomorrow, or 2 go up today, 2 go up on Wednesday, the 27th. And the first reading that I'm going to do, and I am shooting them in order of upload. First reading I'm going to do is, let's see, because when she gave this to me, I have this in my notebook. When she gave this to me, the words were kind of out of order. Essentially, she was telling me that, and I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm just telling you what I was told, and we're going to read on it. I don't know how this is going to go. But there's going to be a video leaked at some point to James Comer, who, along with his committee, are currently holding hearings regarding Epstein and the Epstein situation. And he subpoenaed a bunch of people. I think the only one who's given testimony so far is Bill Barr. I'm not positive on that, but I know he's given testimony. The Clintons are due to give testimony in, I think, October. I think Hillary Clinton is the last to give testimony closer to the end of October, mid to end October. But what I got from my great great grandmother was that, this is how she described it: new after hours video of Epstein brought subpoena delivered to GOP lawmakers in Senate. Now, granted, Comer is in the House, House of Reps, but we're gonna see what's going on. I have my suspicions. I don't know what this video. I don't know. I don't know if there actually is going to be a video. However, I will say that this great great grandmother of mine has made predictions, and given me information about some other things, personal things in my life that have come true. So she also told me on, I think this was Tuesday, when she gave me all this information, gave me these ideas for readings, that she wanted me to do a reading on Trump's health, specifically asking the question if he has suffered a stroke since his trip to Alaska. For entertainment purposes only. Let me say that first. I don't know if he's had a stroke. I know he looks very ill. And we'll talk about that more in that video. That video is going to go up on Wednesday. So maybe by Wednesday I don't know. I don't wish ill on anybody, but I know he is a very sick man, and he knows he's a very sick man. We'll talk about all that later. Um, but yeah, entertainment purposes only. I'm just telling you what I've been told. We're gonna see what the cards say, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. See what we can find out. And then as time goes on, we'll see if any of this has any bearing. You know, it will be one of those watch this space types of situations. So let's get into the first reading, which is about this apparently a video of Epstein that is going to be leaked to Comer, maybe some senators as well. Let me check if it's Comer. I'm pretty sure Comer is House of Representatives. And that's going to bug me. And I've come on. There we go. U.S. Rep. Okay, he's in the House of Representatives. All right, that was going to bug me. I do notice that sometimes the spirit guides and the ancestors get the names of things like that confused, which is okay. I pretty much figured out what she was talking about. So this could, let's just say it's going to be leaked to somebody in Congress or some people in Congress. I think it's going to be linked to Comer specifically. We're going to read on that right now. So I've already said my prayer over my cards, and I'm using the Film Noir Tarot today for those who care. I used this last week or the week before in a video, and I really liked it. It came out well. I like the way it reads. I kind of read it like an oracle deck. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull 3 cards to start. What's the energy around a video or any other type of recording being leaked to James Comer, his associates, or Republican members of the Senate during these committee hearings on the Epstein case? What's the energy around that? Okay, this card has been on the bottom of the deck a lot. This is the 4 of Wands. It says, kiss the blood off my hands. Somebody wants to, with kiss the blood off my hands, somebody wants somebody to take something off their hands. They don't want responsibility for it anymore. If there's a video or I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I've got a candle burning, I've got incense burning, because I felt I was going to need both. This is the 4 of Wands in this deck. Kiss the blood off my hands. I'm not familiar with that movie, but oh, I see there. I was going to say that looks like Joan Fontaine in the foreground in the red coat. That's interesting, red coat Republicans. Joan Fontaine, and it says Fontaine over there to the side, and Lancaster. So I'm going to have to look that movie up. I don't know about it. I don't know what it's about. But based on the title, somebody has something on their hands, maybe blood, I don't know, for entertainment purposes only, for the censors, because otherwise they'll nab me for a lot of what I'm going to say, and ban me. But this somebody, I feel like it's another Republican. It could be a Republican senator maybe who has something on their hands that they want to get rid of that was given to them, maybe for safekeeping, I don't know. And they know what it is, but they don't want it anymore. They don't want it anymore. And Four of Wands. In the traditional deck, a lot of people read the Four of Wands card as the card for the White House, which I understand, that makes sense. And it could involve the Orange Man. And we know who the Orange Man is in the White House. It could involve the Orange Man. It could, the Orange Man and Epstein together. There could be video of them together somewhere, at Epstein's Palm Beach place, at Mar-a-Lago, at the island, Zorro Ranch, his ranch in New Mexico, Epstein's ranch in New Mexico. Somebody's got something, because that's on the bottom of the deck still. And it's actually been on the bottom of the deck since I pulled my cards out of my deck and shuffled them off screen. Okay. Sorry, it's taken me 11 minutes to get into the reading. That was not my intention. This is probably going to be a longer reading. Most of these today are probably going to be a longer reading. Go on down, let's take a look at these cards. All right. What's the energy around this video or other recording that may be leaked to Comer or someone, one of his associates on his committee, maybe during a session of the committee, during one of the hearings, one of the testimony hearings? What's the energy surrounding the possibility of the video being leaked? We got one card flying out. I'll flip that over in a minute. Two cards. What's the energy? Having a hard time getting the third card. What's the energy around possibility of a video or recording? There you go. Okay. I'll tell you what that is. Let me go in order. Force of Evil, 11. This is the Judgment card. Okay. Or not the Judgment card, excuse me, the Justice card. Or in this deck, this might be the Strength card in this deck. Let me see. In some decks, card 11 is the Justice card, and in some decks, 11 is the Strength card, which strength, and sometimes it's force, and it's translated to force in foreign languages. I'm thinking this is Justice. This isn't a film I'm familiar with, unfortunately. But, the Justice card would make sense here because of, we are talking about legal proceedings that are occurring. People having to speak up under oath. If we pay attention to that word force, though, and the way this man in the picture seems like he's on the edge of a roof or a building or something, and he's either going to unalive himself and throw him off the building because he feels like he has to, he feels like he's being compelled to, or someone will physically compel him to jump off the edge of the roof. I'm not sure because I haven't seen the film, but and that makes sense with this last card, Edge of Doom. I feel like this person is feeling, let me flip these around. I feel like this person is feeling like they'll get to a point where they can't hold on to whatever this is that they have any longer. It's like when they talk about money burning a hole in your pocket and you just have to spend it. That's the type of energy here. It's like this recording, this evidence, whatever, it's burning a hole in them, in their spirit, in their soul, and they have to see about getting rid of it and passing it on to the people who need to have it right now. Although, I don't know if Comer, being who he is and being a Republican, I don't know what his agenda is really in these hearings, especially the way everybody's wanting to trying to single out Democrats who may have had ties to Epstein, the Clintons included. Not that there aren't Democrats who had ties to Epstein, because we know that there were. People of every stripe were tied to Epstein. So, one person is, I was going to say, as guilty as the next, really. No one person is any more or less guilty. And no side is any more or less guilty, really. But I do think that there's an agenda. But even so, the person who has whatever information that they have, they need to get rid of it now. They've come to the edge. They can't go any further having this information. They can't sleep at night, I'm feeling. It's tearing at them, tearing them apart. It's really weighing on them. So they have to get rid of it. They have to get rid of it. They have to do something with it. All right. And this card in the middle is Phantom Lady, the Patsy of Rain. The Patsy in this deck is the Knave or the Page. So this is the Page of Cups. Phantom Lady. Again, this is a film that I've never seen, but Elisha Cook Jr., who's pictured here, is apparently this Patsy of Cups, or Patsy of Rain. And he very often played the Patsy in different films. Film noir or otherwise. He very often played the Patsy, this pipsqueak guy who might be a little slimy, but he's really not about a whole lot. He's all big talk, but there's no power or anything behind that big talk. In this case, though, I feel like this is somebody who they feel that. And what I'm actually getting that this could be somebody who's been subpoenaed for information, and I don't know how legal this is because I'm not a lawyer, but they may provide some information or provide this video, this recording, whatever that they have under the table to Comer and his committee. I don't think it's in lieu of testifying or providing testimony necessarily. But I don't think it's something that they want to go public with. They are or at least have been made to feel like the Patsy. They've been made to feel like the fall guy. They don't want their reputation in public ruined or damaged any more than it has been, or any more than it could be. So I feel like they're, with these three cards together, I feel like they're really stuck between a rock and a hard place. You got the force of evil over here with somebody, it looks like they're gonna, actually, if I look at this, they're standing on top of a, like a pyramid structure. And they're looking down, so either, so again, goes back to what I said before, either they jump and they go down, or because they're at the edge of doom, either they jump and they go down, or somebody pushes them. Either way, they feel like they don't have a choice. They feel like they're cornered. They feel like they don't have a choice. They know they don't want to ruin their reputation. They know something, even though what goes on in the tape, what goes on in the recording, what happened, what have you, they were not involved in directly. Um, this could ruin them. And they're trying to save face as best they can. I don't know that they actually can save face. I mean, I think they're going to kind of get hurt one way or the other, reputation wise. But yeah, they need to get rid of whatever this is now, and they're at the point of no return. This gun for hire. This is the challenge. Now, I have seen this gun for hire. I haven't seen it recently. It's been a long time, so I'm not still quite familiar with it as much as I should be. However, oh, wait a minute. Challenge is this gun for hire, and then bottom of the deck, which is what we don't see coming, is the hermit. The third man. And the third man, again, it's been a long time since I've seen this, but if I remember correctly, in the third man, there are a whole bunch of people who are out on the hunt for somebody. Harry Lime, I think is the name, who is pretty elusive. There's a question, I think, at one point of whether or not he actually exists. He is portrayed, if I remember correctly, by Orson Welles. This was an Orson Welles movie in the 40s. Something I need to watch again. My mother used to have a copy of this on VHS, but I made her get rid of it. So yeah. Sorry, Ma. But what I'm getting with these two cards is this tape, for sake of argument, we're going to call it a tape, was given to this Patsy of Rain, this Page of Cups, to hold. Somebody begged them to hold this, probably promised them something in return. And they said, sure, okay, why not? And they've been hiding this with the hermit. They've been hiding this thing. But I feel like they are the third man in this situation that nobody expected. Nobody is expecting this video or whatever to surface. They think that this situation in this case is a lot simpler than it is. And I feel like this person, this Patsy of Rain, they themselves, as well as what they bring forward with this video, complicates things immensely. Sorry, I'm noticing everything is not quite... It's Virgo season now, so I'm noticing things are not quite perfectly lined up and all that, and I think I just messed the crystals up again. Anyways, this is not as simple, this is not as open and shut as they think. The Republicans, Comer and his buddies, here's something else that I came up with. This Patsy of Rain, their identity may not be revealed to Comer. Their identity may not be revealed to the committee or whoever, or any lawmakers in Congress who end up on the receiving end of this tape or this recording with the Phantom Lady. However, it's kind of like what I'm seeing is like somebody going to their front door at like 7 at night or 8, and it's dark and rainy, and all of a sudden there's this package that's sitting there on the porch, and there's no return address, there's no delivery address, it's just sitting there. Somebody may have been hired to deliver it to this house, to this person, to the House itself, to Congress itself as a larger body. They won't know who delivered it, who physically delivered it. They won't know who gave the order for it to be delivered. But it's going to be linked to somebody or traced to somebody who's in the Senate or the House of Representatives. I'm really feeling, though, specifically that it's linked to somebody in the Senate for entertainment purposes only. And again, it complicates this situation. It complicates the hearing going forward in a way that's unexpected. It doesn't, the hearing ends up, or the hearings ends up, the investigation does not end up going the way Comer and his cohorts are expecting it to. So let's take a look. What's in this video? I want to know what's in this video. I want to know what's in this video, and I want to know, let me pause the recording real quick because I need to get a pen, because I realize I need to take notes actually during this, so if you just hold on for a second. All right, everyone, I'm back. I just wanted to write down before I forget, because I want to read on this in a minute. How does this video change the course of the investigation? All right. So what I want to read on next, or my next question really, I'm going to use my storytelling oracle deck. Do I want to use the storytelling? Yeah, let's use the storytelling oracle deck. What does the video show, or this recording? What does this recording show? What does this recording that is leaked to Comer show? Sorry, somebody's trying to send me messages. What does this video that is leaked to Comer, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, show? Mystery in reverse. So something that was not clear is revealed. It reveals something. Unfinished. There was it's a missing puzzle piece. This video is a missing puzzle piece. A loss, regarding a loss. Forgiveness. I feel like the person who's been holding on to this video, they feel like they need to ask for forgiveness. They won't. I don't know yet that they'll have an opportunity to. But I do feel that they feel guilty, despite the fact that I don't think they were involved in this situation at all, other than holding on to this video. They could be considered an accomplice, I think, therefore, by virtue of that fact. But I feel like there's a lot of guilt and remorse. Sudden illness in reverse. Sudden illness card in reverse is about somebody feeling well, feeling better. I think they will feel a lot better after this is revealed and delivered to Comer, whomever ends up on the receiving end of it. Okay, what does the video show though? What does it show? They may not tell us what it shows, but okay. I was going to put those back, but I'll take them. Okay. The perfect sandwich. I think that this whatever this video is exactly what's actually needed to solve the mystery behind Epstein, to connect all the dots, to finish the puzzle, may even give us some information or some intel into his passing, into his alleged unaliving. Oh, this goes over here, this goes over there. All according to plan and celebration. All according to plan. Somebody has been somebody's really excited to get rid of this information. They've been planning the way they were going to get rid of this information. I think waiting for the right time for a while, and now they have their opportunity. Let's go back to the tarot. That's interesting, but let's go back to the tarot because I want to know what's in this video or this recording. What is actually depicted in this recording that Comer ends up receiving? Can you please tell me what is in this recording, allegedly for entertainment purposes only? I'll pull 3 more cards. Whoop, there's one. There's 2. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, we're not taking all those. We are not taking all those. There we go. Oh, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands. This is the card I was talking about earlier, where I said somebody's got something on their hands that they want to get rid of. Okay. But we're asking about what does the recording, whatever it is, what does it show? Challenge is pitfall. 9 of Cups. This is the image. Well, hold on just a minute. Before I get there, let me get this last card out. Bottom of the deck, what we don't see coming, the Killers. I think this is actually my favorite card in this deck. And I don't know why, but it is, the Killers. So we've got Big Heat, Ace of Wands. The Locket, 4 of Cups. Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, 4 of Wands. Challenge is the Pitfall, 9 of Cups. And what we don't see coming is the Killers, 4 of Swords, 4 of Bullets in this case. What I'm getting, hold on, let me look at these a little bit more. Initially, what I'm getting when the Ace of Wands came out, I was really focusing on the woman in the foreground there. Or not the foreground, but, you know, that you see very clearly. And she has half of her face in bandages. And that just automatically made me think of abuse. Bandage, her face is bandaged. I've never seen the Big Heat. It's her face, the way it's bandaged. I would venture to say her character in this film was supposed to probably have some sort of reconstructive surgery or be hurt in such a way where her face was like maybe burned and something that couldn't be fixed, or something that was made grotesque. There is something with this video or this recording that has the air, I would say, of grotesquerie that has been, that certain individuals have tried to cover up or sanitize. And the heat is on now, and they can't really do that. They can't really cover it up anymore. This could be video evidence of one of Epstein's victims being, or one of the survivors being brutalized. I'm going to put it like that. And then when the 4 of Cups, which is the Locket, came out, never heard of this film. However, the lockets, in and of themselves are things that I associate with childhood, and young girls, specifically, you know, children, innocence, and it could be that what's being shown is the brutalization of one of Epstein's victims, one of the abuse survivors. I couldn't tell you which one, and there are many that we don't know about. but I feel that the video is depicting that. There was video or in pictures that exists, that was taken. If you read Sarah Ransom's memoir, Sarah Ransom is a South African woman who I talked briefly about in the video. I'll see if I can link it. The reading that I did a few weeks ago about possibility of one of Epstein's survivors bringing Trump down. She was one of Epstein's older victims, but she has or had photographic evidence that was taken by somebody, by an associate of Epstein. I can't remember his name. I want to say it was Jean-Luc Bernal, but I could have that wrong, so please don't quote me on that. But it was taken by one of Epstein's associates, and it was given to her by this person who took the pictures. I think they're pictures. I don't think there's video. I think they're photographs. So this video that's being leaked could be photographs, could be a video, could be an audio recording, something, one of those things. But there is photographic evidence that exists. I don't know if it's photographic evidence of the abuse acts themselves, but I imagine that there would be for entertainment purposes only, like security or surveillance footage. This could be that is recovered from somewhere. Whichever it is, whatever it is, there is footage available, and I think it depicts young women being abused. And whoever has it, I feel like they feel they feel guilty, like they were a part of it for even having held on to this, held on to this information, held on to this recording. Challenge is the 9 of Cups, the pitfall. This person who has this information, or the person, either, let me ask my yes or no deck a question really quick. Does the pitfall card refer to the person in the video, who's depicted in the video, doing the act, being concerned about their reputation being ruined? No. Okay. Is the victim who is being brutalized in the video the person worried about their reputation being ruined? Blank card. Oh, another blank card. These guys, no, blank, yes, yes. So we've got a mix. I'd say that the person who's had this video, I think, is concerned about their reputation being ruined. The victim, who I believe is somebody that we don't know, would also be worried about their reputation being ruined with this information coming out. I think there are a lot of people at play here who could have their reputations, their livelihoods, what have you, ruined. With the Killer's card, But the killer's card is what we don't see coming. I feel like this information may be leaked the way it is because it may not be traced back to whoever who's been holding on to this recording, these pieces of evidence. It may not be leaked back to them, but I feel like they are concerned that not only will their reputation be ruined, they could lose their lives. And in the killers, the Burt Lancaster character who's pictured here, he's waiting to be killed. That is the big storyline of that film, is that he is somebody who is waiting to be killed. He's in an apartment or a hotel room, kind of dodgy hotel room or something like that, waiting for the killers, who he knows are coming, to kill him. And I feel like, or to unalive him, I should say, for the censors. I feel like this person feels that they have a target on their back. They have to get rid of this information with Kiss the Blood Off My Hands. They want somebody to take this information from them, but they have to do it and get rid of the information in such a way where they manage to protect themselves, they manage to protect their family, their home, because either somebody has outright threatened them with unaliving if any of this information surfaces. Well, actually, no, just that, hard stop. They feel that there's a very real threat, either because somebody said it or they just know that there's a very real threat that they could be unalived for revealing this information. But going back to the cards we had earlier, in the earlier part of the spread, they're caught between a rock and a hard place, with the force of evil, and I can't remember the other one, but I'll see if I can find it. Force of Evil and Edge of Doom. They're damned if they do keep the information, and they're damned if they don't. Either way, things most likely aren't going to end very well for them as far as they know, as far as they're concerned, but they know that they can't keep with this card and with the two cards that I'm looking for. They know that they can't keep sitting on this information. They can't hold it in their possession any longer. Okay, these are... Goodness gracious. Okay, I just went through that whole deck and now I don't even see those cards. Alright, I guess I don't need to pull them out. But yeah, Force of Evil, there's one. But I feel like it's kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. It's almost like it's a setup. It's almost like it's a setup. Yeah. So let's ask, I probably should have asked this to start. I wanted to see if that card fell on the floor. It doesn't look like it did, that other one. Point blank. to be clear, now that we've gone through this reading, is there a video or some sort of recording that is going to be leaked? Yes. Does the video depict Epstein? Sorry, that was a fumble. Those two cards are blank, but this card says no. It doesn't depict Epstein. Is it connected, though, to Epstein? Was it from... Is the video connected to Epstein? Yes. So I'm feeling like it was shot at one of his, I was about to say one of his compounds. Yes. Does it depict, or is it connected to the Orange Man? Yes. Okay. Let me be specific. Does it depict the Orange Man? No. But is it also connected to the Orange Man? Blank card. So that's interesting. Could be tangentially connected to him, since we got a yes and then a blank card. Does it depict a sitting member of Congress? Does it depict a former member of Congress or other politician engaged in inappropriate behavior with a minor? Really? I wonder why these cards are saying no all of a sudden. Let me ask a question. Just came to me. Does the video depict a deceased politician engaged in inappropriate acts with a minor? Yes. So it's somebody who's deceased. I feel like, so having said that, they themselves, I think, are not worried necessarily about, it could be that they themselves aren't necessarily worried about the reputation being ruined, but their past reputation, their the way they've been remembered in history, that could be ruined by this coming out. Now that they're past, it could be that the person who has this information feels like they can, feel like now is the time for them to release this information. However, there's still the specter, what we don't see coming, of being unalived and punished for releasing this information. Let me take a couple cards on that, and then I'm going to wrap this up. What can you tell us about the killers as what we don't see coming? It's a trap. Message. So there's whoever this is, they're still feeling trapped. They're still feeling trapped, They have a message. They have information to share. One last card to clarify the killers is what we don't see coming. Oop, sorry. Loneliness. And this kind of came out reversed. So they don't want the spotlight on them. The person who's releasing it, they don't want the spotlight on them because, again, there's the this is a possibility in their mind. This is a, I just heard clear and present danger. This is a possibility. And this card tried to come out of the deck reversal. Reversal of fortune. But I think this is referring to the person who's depicted in the film, or in the film, you know what I mean, in the recording, the video, the photograph. They're a reversal of how people view them. You know, if they view them well, with positivity, they won't view them in such a way moving forward with this being released. All right. This was interesting. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for, if you're still with me at 56 minutes, I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye-bye. For entertainment purposes only.